So checking our newly installed VS Code, it just went straight to my last project or the last thing I was working on. So just for you to see the interface of VS Code, it's slightly different from brackets, but that's not what we're here for. I actually like to use VS Code when I'm working on React. VS Code now is a multi-purpose editor. You can use it to build different things. You can write different languages, but brackets is mainly for web. You can use VS Code to even write Python, C++, all those popular programs. Use it to build mobile apps, build whatever. It's a multi-purpose editor. But for brackets, which is this one, this guy here, is mainly for web applications and websites. It's not that you cannot write other languages though. In fact, let me see. Let's just create our first HTML file because all websites, okay, I won't say all websites, but that's the basic framework of most websites. In fact, of all websites, that's the basic framework. HTML simply means hypertext markup language. Let me create a HTML file. New file, you right click on this empty space here. If you're in your brackets folder, you right click on this empty space here underneath the basic resume uh title up there. Right click on it, new file. You're going to name this one index.html. You name it index because it's our first page. Whatever you name index is always going to be treated as your very first page. There are some instances where you don't have to even write home.html. Web browsers and other modes of rendering web applications, they always recognize this index as the first page to open. So it's only right to use index as our home page. .html, this is the extension for websites, for simple websites. .html always have that uh, extension. You should know what extensions are. For example, when you have music files, they usually end with .mp3. That's just the format they are saved at. For videos, it's .mp4. For basic text files like this now, it's .txt, I believe. Yes, it has to be .txt. That's that about extensions. So in our index.html, we want to create our first, our first line of code. And the reasons why I'm using these brackets is because of this shortcut, this exclamation mark here. I think it's two. You put two of it and then no, it's not two. I think it's one then. Yes. Put that exclamation mark and click tab. Or you can do it this long process. It's the same thing. Me, I don't like to stress myself. That's why I use shortcuts whenever I can. So now let me explain what all this means. Let me explain what all this means. So HTML lang equal to en. You're indicating to your browser that this web application or this website is written in English language. Now, every website is divided into three main parts. Three main parts: the head, the body, and the foot. The foot is not seen here, but by the time we are done building the website fully, there's going to be a foot or a footer section where our links are going to be located. Let me open a website and show you what I'm talking about. Popular website let's just say Airbnb. Airbnb has a very nice user interface. Now, this is the Airbnb web application. As you can see, it is still loading. MTN is slow here. That is why it's taking forever to load as the images are slowly popping up. Now you can see every website has three main parts. All these that you are seeing here, everything you can interact with, the images, the buttons, this show map, all of them are they are all in the body. They are all in the body of the web site. Let me quickly look for my charger. They're all in the body of the website. This Airbnb you are seeing now is the title. No, this is the title. Airbnb vacation rentals cabins. This is the title, and this section is found. This is the head section of the web application. Remember I said earlier that websites are divided into head, body, footer. Those are the three main parts. Those are the three main parts of websites. Now for the footer is where you find your copyrights here. Copyrights symbol with the date, with the year, and then the terms and conditions. This right here is the footer. Always, okay, not I won't say always, but most of them that is where the social links they are found. Although you can still find them up here at the navbar. I can't find them, but they are usually found in those two places. So here, this is this entire part of the website is is the body. This is the foot or the footer, while this part here is the header or is the head element. Now, if we open our own website, let me just close it. Guys, W3 Schools is very important for web developers, programmers. Even me, I'm still learning. So I always come to W3 Schools whenever I'm stuck or whenever I need to get something that I need for my project. And now you can see here the header, the nav section. Uh these are the ways a website can be further broken down into. But the three main ways you can break down a website is the header, the body, and then the footer. Those are the three main ways. But the head section is that part of the web that is not seen except for that title. Except for that title, other parts of the head are not seen, but they play a very key role. For example, this meta, viewports, maybe viewports. Nope, 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 nope. So let's open our first our web let's write our first line of HTML.